insane. Thought I was searching for something. Door has closed, not a sound. Take a look how I am now. Still I smile and don't speak. Will you please slow down? Slow down. Slow down. Slow
Yeah, hello guys. Good evening, guys, and welcome back to the Football Fan Zone with your boy Timber Banks. And guys, you all know we do it. It's all transfers. We're going to be talking about transfers because today be kind of hectic. So there've been news, a lot of news coming out, man, and of which I did not even expect in the first. I didn't expect all this news I'm hearing. There've been deals that have been done. Chelsea are back in the market again. Chelsea are back in the market again. Big up to you, man, like Mark. Sure, my G, sure, my G, sure, my G. And we've seen Chelsea. Chelsea are moving in another dimension, guys. At first, I was one of the people who I remember yesterday on Max, no, on the Off Sport with Drex. He was asking me about the possible outcome, and I put Chelsea 11th. I put Chelsea 11th, and it seemed as if they heard me putting them 11th. And we came outside today, we received a banger. Pedro Neto has joined Chelsea. Now, not only that, did Chelsea signed Omorodon, because Omorodon, I don't really rate the guy because he can't even make the Olympic Spain national team, Olympic team. He couldn't even make their team. So I don't rate him. And for me, what I see about Omorodon is just a player whereby I knew they will just flip him or flip. Is among the players they will flip and sell them in probably in another 2 years. You know, so I'm going to be looking at the fact that reported by Fabrizio Romano, he said Chelsea could still be active on offensive players market even after signing Neto and Omorodon. Osimhen plans to leave, but no intention to reduce salary or accept straight loan. Chelsea still keen only in a deal condition. Osimhen stands change as Napoli insist on Lukaku. And we're also going to be looking about the fact that Kadioglu have actually been linked to United as well. Not just Brighton. He has also been linked to United. And from what I'm seeing so far, there's every possibility whereby he's going to favor a move to Manchester United over what's it called? Over Brighton. From what I can see, I believe he's going to favor a move to United over Brighton. Another thing I want to look about is on Lenny Euro because they've been report that came outside to say the injury sustained by Lenny Euro, it might be, out longer than as originally expected. We are going to get into that as well. It will be very, very interesting to see. We're also going to be looking at with the fact that we spoke about Mazri and or enough. So we're looking about Dominic Solanke. Do you guys think Dominic Solanke is actually worth £65 million? Please get into the chat. Let me know what you guys think on the comment section on the chat. So these are all what we're going to be looking at. We're talking about all transfers. We're talking about all transfers. So let us kick the show up with Victor Osimhen. I want to kick the show off with Victor Osimhen because Chelsea could still be in the market for a striker. From what we see or from what we heard, Chelsea can still be in the market for a striker, but only if Victor Osimhen is willing to bring down his salary. I'll accept a straight loan deal. So Chelsea are still willing. They are willing to get a striker. Now, let me just coming from Fabrizio Romano. This is what he said. Chelsea could still be active on offensive players market even after Neto and Omorodon join. They signed Omorodon and Neto. Osimhen plans to leave, but no intention to reduce salary / accept straight loan. Chelsea is still keen on only in case deal / Osimhen stance change, as Napoli insists for Lukaku. Now, this is a very, very interesting one because we all know Napoli wants Osimhen. Sorry, we all know Napoli wants Lukaku. Napoli wants Lukaku with everything in them. And the only way a deal can be done here, guys, the only way a deal can be done here if his Osimhen stance changes. And as it looks right now, he's not changing his stance because it clearly shows that Chelsea are not willing to pay. What's it called? They are not willing to pay that amount of money. Chelsea are not willing to pay whatever amount is earning. I think he's earning around 10 million plus at Napoli. And Chelsea are not ready to meet that evaluation. And this is the reason why. This is the reason why this deal is taking so much time. This deal would have been long done if Osimhen is willing to reduce his salary at least a bit. Reduce your salary a bit, then club will come in for you. One thing is this: you are not the same player you think you were last season or last 2 seasons. We all saw what you were last season. You were a froster. You were a froster. You didn't perform. So if you are expecting a club to come in for you for that same amount of money, then you're out of your mind. So that's what I have to say about the whole thing. If he's really, really serious to leave Napoli, then he also needs to do whatever he can to make a deal happen. That is how you do a deal. You want to leave a club, you also compromise. Make the deal easy for your club to sell you. That's how you do a deal. You don't just come outside and think because you've been paid that so much money in Napoli, then the club out there are willing to give you the money. Now, this is what Sifiso says. Sifiso says here, he says, are you telling me we could have an attack of Kopama, Neto, Nkuku, Osimhen, Jackson? Wow. That would be crazy though, but I don't think all five will start. Then the way says at this point, Chelsea needs to be stopped. They need to be stopped ASAP. They need to be stopped. Then moving on, he says a player Chelsea should be signing, but they went to waste money on Neto. They never want to compete again. Clowns team. But Kepa, that is your own opinion. That is what you think. One thing is this: we all saw Neto what he was doing last season. I watched Neto play against Chelsea. I know what he did to Chelsea. So the fact that they've gone, you can't say they're wasting money. You can't say they're wasting money. The fact that they have refused to pay what's it called? Napoli or what Osimhen wants, they've refused to pay it. It does not mean they are wasting money because at the end of the day, first of all, how much is Napoli wanting? Napoli, they came outside and said they want two players. They want Lukaku and they want Kasede plus 80 million pounds for Osimhen. And Chelsea are willing to do a deal around 60 million pounds plus Lukaku. And if we're going to be fair to each other, that's a fair deal. It is a good deal. It's a fair deal. You bring in Osimhen into the club, get Lukaku, add 60 million pounds. For me, I won't even add 60 million pounds because I don't even think without Lukaku is worth 80 million. Because already, as it is, one could easily say Lukaku is a better player than Osimhen. Because if a manager coming into a club decides and says he does not want a player, he wants Lukaku. He does not want to have anything to do with Osimhen. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself why. And there are players in that team whereby immediately he came, he said they are untouchable. One is Kvaratskhelia. He said Kvaratskhelia is untouchable. PSG went in for Kvaratskhelia. But he said no. That is because there is a kind of value that was placed on Kvaratskhelia. But let us wait and see what end up happening if Chelsea will still be madly moving madly on the transfer market, guys. Because the way they are moving is crazy. The way Chelsea are moving is crazy. And not forgetting, guys, it has been reported by Plattenberg that what's his name? It has been reported by Plattenberg that Manchester United are staying for Lugatti. You know, they are still in for Manuel Gatti. Let me just put it up here. And here it is. Being told that Manchester and PSG are still in negotiation to find an agreement about a permanent deal of Manuel Ugarte. Ugarte wants to join Manchester United. Top agent Jordan Mendes wants to make the deal happen with Manchester FC, with Manchester United exploring more options for central midfield, but Ugarte deal is not 100% off the stage. For me, I still believe this deal is going to happen. And this is why I believe this deal is going to happen is because of the fact that um this is why I believe that deal will happen is because of the fact that PSG have signed two players. They've signed Paco. They signed Paco from Frankfurt, and they've also signed Jao Neves. They've signed Jao Neves from Benfica. And signed Jao Neves, they sent what's his name? The other way, Sanchez, which explains to you that they've got too many players and they don't want to keep them around in the club. They've got too many players and they don't want to keep all these players in the club. They want them gone as well. So the reason why they signed Jan Neves and they've also signed Paco, it automatically means that there's no place for the likes of Ugarte in that team. Plus the fact that last season I never saw much of him. Fabian Ruiz played more games. Aventina, they played more games than what's his name? Ugarte. So I honestly believe that deal will still happen. I honestly believe so. That deal will still happen. That's why I just believe man, you should just keep going for Ugarte till they get a man. You know, so that's what I think. But moving on, I don't want to just deliberate too much on it because I've been on the stream for a very long. I've been streaming all day today. So this is what top agent Mendes. We all know who is leaking the news. Who is leaking the news? Now moving forward, guys. Let me just touch on. Let me touch on. I want to touch on this Cardioglu. That name is just a problem. Cardioglu. Cardioglu. He's a good player, man. Honestly, I watched him played in the Euros. And it says that Manchester United met with Fede Cardioglu representative and asked about the contract terms he would demand from them in case of an agreement with Fenerbahce. So I'm sure this person is from Turkey, maybe a journalist from Turkey. Now, what I have to say is that this um, boy does look like a good player, no doubt. Cardioglu does look like a good player, and but the question is this: man, he can play as a left back and as a right back, and the fee that have been said United are looking to spend on this lad is on 29 million pounds. And from what I can sense, I think Cardioglu will favor a move more to what's it called to United than Brighton, because the first report we got on this deal was from Brighton. Brighton were the one that first of all took interest in him. Or let me I'm making a mistake. I Manchester United took the first interest in him. Then um, Brighton came into the picture. And we all know any player Brighton comes for, if you don't take that deal serious, they will end up taking that player from you. And I think that was something Manchester United are trying to avoid here. That's what Man U are trying to avoid here. And look at it. It says here, been told Brighton now really pushing to sign Fede Cardioglu. It's a hot topic as manager Fabian really wants him. 24-year-old left back, now a top target for Brighton, and Cardioglu wants the move. Negotiation ongoing. Current price valuation is 35 million euros. Contract valid until 2026, which means his current valuation now in the market is 35 million, and his current contract he has with Fenerbahce will expire 2026. And this was coming from Plattenberg. It was coming from Plattenberg. So I still believe he's a good player. I just hope we just have to just wait to see who ends up getting in between United and what's his name and Man U. Now, what I don't really understand is the fact that this guy called what's his name? This okay. This is a little. It says Fenerbahce accept Fede Cardioglu wants to move to Premier League. The player is open to offers from England, which means he will be open to move to United and also be open to move to what's it called, um, and Brighton. I'm seeing posts about around Basaka. Has there been here we go? Is there a year we go? Is that a year we go around Basaka? Let me just see. No, it's the same one. It's the same news you have reacted to already. So no need. There is no need. It's gonna be a short stream though, because we'll come back with the money to give the full details of the audio deals. Now, Pedro Neto, I want to just react to Pedro Neto because I've seen so many fans talking about this, trying to make crap of the deal. Big up, Mark.
Big
Big
up
up.
to the chat, football fan zone. What's good, people? Hope you're well. You know what I mean?
Everybody,
Thanks for having me
everybody's
again,
fine,
bro.
man. Now, what I was even talking about, I was talking about this Pedro Neto because Chelsea are moving in a crazy dimension. Yesterday, when we were streaming on the Up Spot, I was asked for my opinion for uh, the top six and the relegation team. I gave my top six, and I said Chelsea was going to finish 11th on the table. 11th. And it seemed as if I said that, and they heard what I said. This morning, now we receive we receive a banger. They signed Pedro Neto, and Pedro Neto. For some reason, right now, people are talking want to just make it look as if it's a bad deal that Chelsea didn't do a good deal. But we all know Arsenal at some point were linked to Pedro Neto. Manchester United. I'm sure many United fans will take Pedro Neto at United.
100%. A lot of fans would. I mean, I wouldn't because, I mean, you already know my thoughts on the right wing I had in mind. So I wouldn't say
Mhm.
that. But at the same time, that was the guy that I thought would have come back in the season. We'd have given him a second chance. And in my honest opinion, bro, if you have that guy, you don't need no one else. But when I was there when
Honestly,
I remember I said, I remember I said relegation settings. So I feel like they
yeah.
really was watching your stream because they were saying, them two fellas was taking the piss. A Real Madrid fan and a Man United fan. Nah, we got to deal with
Mhm.
this. Pedro Neto is a signing of intent. I have to say that because he's an explosive winger. You know what I mean? In all fairness to him, he drive Wolves. And
Mhm.
Man United, every time we face Wolves, we face difficulties because of this guy. Lots of teams
Yeah.
just lose to Wolves because of this guy. This
Yeah.
situation changes the dynamic for Chelsea now. I was saying they was going to be fighting around 15th place, somewhere around there. Maybe I
Yeah.
had to go up to somewhere between 8th and 10th. Because I think
Yeah.
Petroneto puts them at least 4 or 5 places higher in the Premier League, in my honest opinion. At the same time, I would say this much, guys. You know, when I look at Pedro Neto, he's a right winger.
Mhm.
Cole Palmer is a right winger.
Mhm.
So I'm not too keen on it because I feel like, this call unless he going to play left wing or one of them playing left wing, it's gonna have
Yeah.
some difficulties in that situation to accommodate both of them into the squad. But I mean, at the
Because
end of the day, I
what
could be wrong.
because what I'm thinking is because we all know Kopama can play as a cam. So
Mm.
that is another advantage about the whole thing. Kopama can play as a 10.
And what
So
about
for me,
Nkunku?
yeah, and Kuku, I think Kuku will play. Nah, that's where I don't really understand now. And the worst thing is that they still in talks of a possibility of Chelsea getting Osimhen. I was talking about it earlier. You
Mm.
know, the reason why that deal for Osimhen is not even in the picture is because of the fact that he's not willing to reduce his salary. He's not really willing to reduce his salary, and we all know Chelsea will not pay that money you were earning at Napoli. You're not even worth it. It's not. And this was coming from Fabrizio Romano, and he said everything is done. I was not expecting it, and it's a deal. It's Peroneto to Chelsea. Here we go. Wolves accept bid worth 60 million fixed fee and 3 million on add-ons. Almost matches in the initial price tag. So does it mean that this guy Judo Mendes is his agent for this guy as well?
Super
That
agents,
guy
we
is
call these guys super agents. You know what I
that
mean,
guy is that guy is busy, man. Judo Mendes is
bro?
busy.
George Mendes have so many players. If you want to call the list, I'm gonna just in this transfer window alone, right? Let
Yeah,
me go.
yeah,
Ugarte. Then you're talking about Pedro Neto. You're talking about Joao Neves. You're talking
man.
about Antonio Silva from Benfica as well.
Benfica.
You know what I mean? Then it have the 1 or 2 players who playing for Madrid, who just signed for Madrid. George Mendes take over the role of Hendricks representation. You know what I mean? That's just to name a few. Look at the players, the
Many.
Joao, this other Joao Felix, George Mendes
It's crazy,
again,
man.
Hermoso, George
It's
Mendes.
crazy.
You know what I mean?
It's crazy,
Like
man. I tell you,
between
it's crazy.
him and Rafael Pimenta right now, it's hard to tell who have more of football under their fingertips because these guys have some of the top players in every single league and almost every single team because Bruno is also a George Mendes. You know what I mean? We have
Lenny Euro
about
as well.
Lenny Euro
Lenny
is a
Euro.
George Mendes. You know what I mean? So it's one of these things where these agents no, it's a good and a bad, because in a situation like this it gives the player the opportunity to force his way, for his own interests, but in another
Mhm.
way, it forces a club to have to please the agents as well. You know what I mean? So, and look, Patrick Fumba coming in here asking a question that I didn't even ask, but it also makes sense. Where Mudrik?
Yeah, I
Well, I
mean,
mean, for me, Sterling on his way out, Madueke,
man,
he's a
it's
kind
crazy,
of
man.
weird character for me because he dive against Man United when we play them to get a penalty. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Blatant dive. And apart from that, I don't see what I see. Well, he's has some flashes in some games, but not really consistent. Jackson is the only issue for me. I think he was coming into him to another striker. He scored a lot of goals last season, more than Hoyland. I think it was like
Hmm.
16 goals or something like that. I think, Jackson coming into his own as a striker, he might be, he might put up a fight. So it's not just to look at him like that and say, well, where he going and play. He has to play. He's a top scorer last season behind Cole Palmer. So I think he's definitely going to play. Now, the interesting situation for me is Mudrik and Sterling, because I think Sterling on his way out. I really didn't like
Hmm.
the look of Sterling for the last couple of seasons, to be fair. I thought, after Man City sold him, he was might as well had gone to like a Fulham or Nottingham Forest and try to bring them up the table as opposed to going to a top team where he not going to start. And that's the reality
Hmm.
that facing him right now. He benched by Cole Palmer. And Mudrik, well, bro, he was super raw. He reminds me of Erasmus Hoyland, but a little bit more raw. You know what I mean? And I can't take anything away from the player in the sense that he has so much talent and ability and pace, but no actual direction. So for someone to take it upon themselves to guide that brother into the right way, but if they could refine him, it could be a dangerous situation.
That is Modric right now, but
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to do that, man, because there's no time for that.
100
Now,
million,
moving
bro.
on, I want to just touch on this Lenny Euro because there's a report that came outside that that injury looks like it's going to take more time, like expected, and it says here Lenny Euro out for even longer than originally expected. Now, I just take a not just read the article, and it says here, yeah, Lenny Euro moved to Manchester United, expecting to cement himself as number one center defender this season, following Rafael Varane's departure from the club. The French defender was seen as a natural replacement for his fellow countryman. However, an injury suffered against Arsenal in preseason has scooped those plans. It was initially believed Lenny Euro will be out for 3 months. It's more bad news. It seems that Lenny Euro will be out for even longer than the club originally suspected. According to the Sun, Lenny Euro is expected to play again in this calendar year. That means the earliest he do return is the new year.
No,
Can you imagine?
I will tell you
Now,
two things about this story, right? And
yeah.
and this is just okay. I can't tell you. Well, I know for a fact, but I can tell you
Mhm,
I have a friend who does work in and amongst, close enough that he would have very good information. And
mhm,
from what he's saying is the length of the injury is not really that long. I mean, Manchester United have the oxygen chamber as well as these things, so that speeds up recovery almost 6 times normal. Because they would spend
mhm,
at least 2 to 4 hours in there a day, sleeping, recovering.
mhm.
You know what I mean? So what they
Yeah.
expect is that the initial injury to be healed by the end of this month. But
Okay.
they don't want to put pressure on the young lad to come back and play, so, in the effect that even if he was to have a regular average healing time period, which is 6 to 9 weeks, right, he would be given time to heal the injury, then just to be healed and walk around normally and these kind of things, and then he would start rehabilitation within that 9 week, the last 3 weeks of the 9 weeks, and then probably another 3 weeks again of rehabilitation and ball work before he get into actual team training. So what he was saying is that what, they don't want to take a chance, so they just go and
Mhm.
leave him out for longer, as to give
Okay.
him enough time to heal properly, so that when he does come back, they don't have to worry about him having a relapse or anything like that. So I think that's the major reason why you see that they extend the time. And plus, I mean, with the advent of what we see in the last couple hours and of information, I always
Yeah.
felt that we were going to bring in 2 to 3 center backs. This was always my thought. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
thought we'd have
Yeah.
bring in a free, and I thought we was going to buy two. And it looked like
Mhm.
Homoso might be a deal that's going to happen. And
Yeah.
till it happening. So, yeah, I mean, like, being realistic, I feel more hard done for Lenny Euro because I know his
Mhm.
expectations for himself. A young fella like that, being in team of the season in league, in his first major season as a starter, he had
Yeah.
to have high aspirations, especially with your club wanting him to come there and he willing to go there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He had to be coming to United, say, I go and be the big Billy Bollocks, boss around the place for a couple of years, and then go on to Madrid, win some more trophies, boss around the place, and retire like a handsome brother. You know what I mean? So this is one of those things where it's a tough on all ends, bro. But sometimes
Mhm.
it's better to be safe than sorry. So I'm not too
Yeah.
stressed by
True.
this news. I know a lot of fans would be taking this news and going into meltdown, but at the same time, sometimes it's hard to just be a little bit more caution than
Mhm.
keeping it exact according to regular progression. You know what I mean? So like we could keep him out for 6 weeks, 3 months, and bring him back, but give him 6 months, let him rest and watch the team play. Let him get frustrated. Let him reach that point where he fully healed, and all he want to do is work hard for the team, and that's how I think it will go. I mean, I would just say this much for Ten Hag. Now, while I would blame him for a lot of things, because at the same time, as much as I back Ten Hag, I still have my own reservations about some of the decisions that he made throughout the course of the season in terms of selections as well. You know what I mean? Some of the players that he used. You know what I mean? I like the look of Kwambal. I would have liked to see more of him, but I wasn't able to. So it's one of those things for me where I look at it on the perspective of sometimes you had to agree to disagree that your decision and what you would do is not what he would do. You know what I'm saying? And prospectively, on trying to and being fully honest, bro, I feel like Ten Hag kind of a little bit misunderstood in that regards because with the injury that Lenny received, it was more like an impact injury, and it was not injury that anybody could have stopped. To be fair, because whether or not you're fit, you're fully fit or you're unfit, if someone steps on top of your feet with and weighing 200 pounds or 160 pounds, and they step on that with force, anybody metatarsal will break. You don't really build muscle over your metatarsals, so it's one of those things. Like I feel like if it was more like a muscular injury, I would blame Ten Hag fully. But an impact injury of that sort, I would have to say, you know what, that's just bad luck. To be fair,
Okay. So now this Frank de Jong of a thing now because we've seen the United being linked to Frank de Jong, and yesterday we spoke about it, and I was like, what is your perception about Frank de Jong? Because we all know what Frank de Jong did to United when United wanted this guy with everything in them, and this guy just bullshit United as if United were nothing. And hearing that United are in talks again for a 35 to 40 million bid for De Jong, like what is your say on it? Like, what do you think about it?
all right, I have a different opinion on the situation again because
Mm.
one, okay, I'll be clear. I didn't really like the links that the fact that we're going back in for him a third time. I don't like
Yeah.
that, but when he initially was in talks with United and we bid 85 million for the guy, The biggest problem
Mm-hmm.
was that Barcelona was owing him 18 million. And
Mm-hmm.
to be fair, I'm not walking away from 18 million, bro. If I had to sit on the bench for 2 seasons and collect that 18 million, I collected that 18 million. And unfortunately for Manchester United, there was no way we could have added more money to the deal to compensate so that he could have get paid out of that money because financially wise, it would have been fraudulent. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So the only
Yeah.
way was for it to do was for Barcelona to pay him the money and
Mm-hmm.
then maybe back charge us that in a price free with add-ons, which they didn't want to do. They just wanted to get straight 85 million
Yeah.
in cash. But Manchester United
Yeah.
reports was that we were willing to pay add-ons. Now, if they had tell Frankie, listen, we will get 10 million and you could go to Man United, they will inflate your wages, boom, boom, boom. I think he would accept that deal, but he not gonna walk away from 18 million. So the story that he didn't want to come, I think that was embellished because he have a when a player have a something called a royalty clause in his contract, a
Mm-hmm.
loyalty clause in his contract. He can't be seen saying, I want to move. Because the moment he says he wants to leave, that's being disloyal. That means that that clause now acts and whatever void, it voided. So
Mm.
I can't disagree with the player saying what he had to say to make sure he collect his money, bro. In my honest
Now
opinion.
look at the figure they're talking about here. Look at the figure to make the deal happen. Talking about around 60 million euros fixed price plus bonus. I don't know how true this article is. Coming from Matteo Moreto.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it says Barcelona is open to selling Frenkie de Jong. The club want around 60 million euros. And I think that 60 million euros will be around that 40, 35, 40 million pounds around there.
Yeah, but if
But
it's
I don't understand the bonus. What is the bonus all about now?
I don't know what the bonuses is, but unless they're doing
The-
it for 35, 40 million pounds, they're not getting a deal. And I would not encourage anyone to do a deal for that unless it's 35, 45 million pounds.
honestly, because even at 45 million at 40 million, I think that 30 million is Barcelona will be the one that will pay whatever that is being owned to this guy. They will pay it at 40 million. Because I believe if I get it for 40 million for Fabio, you can from there take is the money, whatever money you are owing him, pay him money and let the guy go. But one thing I don't understand, clubs are greedy. Clubs are greedy. We saw it against with Manu as well last season. Harry Maguire
Bruh,
deal accepted. Then they said no,
I
they won't pay him his
would
money.
have pay him. I would have pay him, bro. I would have tell him, listen, I can't give you the 10 million this year, but I'll give you two now, and
Yeah,
I'll give you six next year. You think? Just go,
just
bro.
go, just go. I like
The
how
same thing
Drex
I
is
do with
saying.
Scott. Scott,
Drex is saying
we
here,
got bid last season for what 30 million for Scott McTominay. Bro, I would have snatched that up in a hand.
reject it.
Bro, snatch that. I'd have snatch off the hand. First, I take it quick.
Honestly, I'll take it and run away.
Run
Now
away.
coming to the Zubimendi, because Zubimendi, we all know Manchester United were linked to Zubimendi at some point. They move to Liverpool because Liverpool are still pushing for Zubimendi. Though for me, I was really hoping that United will get him into the team because I think it's what more of what United are looking for. I think I rate him over Ugarte actually because I watch him play a lot. I watch him play a lot, so I rate him over Ugarte. So when I saw United being linked to Zubimendi, I was like, man, it's a good call because he's a good player. He's a good
Yeah,
player.
he's a good player, but okay. Now, this is my vision when I see Zubamendi, right?
Hmm.
I would see him as a player. I could sell Mason Mount and bring him on in place of Kobe Menu,
Okay.
right? But for me, knowing how my manager want to play, I will never come. I will never look at it like playing a double pivot, because I know he want to play a lone six. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So having Zuba Mendy as a lone six is a little bit of extra to add on to Zuba Mendy because he's not really that destroyer guy. Now he's very good, but he's not the destroyer. Now having Ugarte or a player of that ilk which is more closer to the Rodri, because Rodri was originally a destroyer. A lot of people just talk about Rodri like he's a ball playing centre back. Sorry, guys, but at the end of the day, Rodri only developed into that character that he is now over the last 2.5 seasons. If you look at Man City 2.5 seasons before, Rodri was just destroying the ball and short passes off the players. His game opened up, and this has happened when they build chemistry with players. You understand?
Yeah.
Ugarte, for me, is like a pre-Rodri. If you understand what I mean. He has the
Yeah. Yeah.
same ability to make those passes because I've seen him do it for Uruguay. I've seen him break lines for Uruguay. The biggest problem with Ugarte is that he wouldn't be as familiar with his Uruguay teammates as he is with the teammates in PSG or at Man United until after a year or two. Now, people talk about him that he wasn't getting no game time. He played 27 games last season
For PSG.
for PSG.
Because I was one of the people that always believed that he didn't get
No, he
much game
played.
time
He
for
played
PSG.
27 games last season. He even played in the UCL last season. So it's interesting when people say he hasn't played any game time. No, he's not. His profile of player is not something that Luis Enrique would favor. Luis Enrique would favor the Zubomendi type. You understand?
Yeah.
So for me, I could understand. It's like the same thing with Matthijs de Ligt. A lot of people say things about de Ligt like he's not a good defender. You know, they don't want him. But de Ligt went to Juventus and was in play. He was in the team of the season in his first season. The second season, Juventus sold some of their players. And the overall team performance was not great, but he was still a fan favorite at Juventus. Bayern Munich bought him. First season in the Bundesliga, team of the season in Germany. Second season, Bayern Munich soccer coach, bring in Thomas Tuchel, who didn't like him. Yet he still played 30 games for Bayern Munich last season. And
Yeah.
all the games he played, Bayern Munich won. They didn't lose one game that he played in last season. And fans would say, well, he's our rankers. He not good. In my honest opinion, I would look at it like, you know what I mean? He's a player that is misunderstood. And he knows how to play the way we want to play, which makes it even better. He take that box, boom. It's like Ugarte, bro. Ugarte take every single box. That is the perfect Moneyball signing. Moneyball is the signing where we're signing right now. Moneyball is the lit. Because the amount of boxes he tick for our profile, his height, his physicality, his knowledge of the play style, familiarity with the coach. The man have more ticks than anything else. It's the same thing with Ugarte. He just don't have the familiarity with the coach, but he fit everything else that we need for our midfield. And
Yeah.
I think it would have been a do well to get a Zubomendi and a Ugarte, in my honest opinion. But it's not looking like we might get both. Now, United could still hijack the deal. Because, I mean, if Liverpool could convince him, United is a big club when they talk about big clubs, bro. You know what I mean? When United come knocking, the history alone is tell man, yeah, I want to go there. Now, the thing is for me, do I want United to run in there and pay 60 million? Bro, if we was going to run in and pay 60 million anyway, we should do that for Joao Neves. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But it is what it is. And for me, I'm not too keen on having some of these big money signings. I would have taken a Luis Helm. I would take a Andre Neto from Brazil. I would take that youth man. It had a striker last season I wanted for Christmas so bad. So bad in the winter window. You know what I mean? Marcos Leonardo, bro, if I did get he last season, I'd be happy. Because that youth man would have scored goals for United.
Yeah.
Now, for me, I'm a little bit more hipster when it comes to looking at players and profiles and things because I would see the same profile of player but somewhere else for cheaper and I would say, you know what, I will take a chance. 10 million pounds, bro, I get in that. Bro, I could sell that back for 20, 30 million after one season. 15 and all. I make back my money. I don't care. But when you spend a player for 50, 60 million pounds and that player don't hit the ground running, you have to have a bigger deficit there. You know what I mean? So,
It's always a
United,
problem when they just hit the ground running.
yeah. I mean, for me, okay, I would think Hoyland sort of hit the ground running in a kind of way, in the sense that he was able to score a total of 15 goals last season with assists. Right? That was improved from the season before playing in Atlanta, which I would consider he came to a more physical, quicker pace league. that's not a bad return. You know what I mean? I think he
Hmm.
have more levels to show. But you know what I mean? Again, he now have a proper attacking coach that could really show him from experience wise. You know what I mean? And in my honest opinion, if you look at Hoyland and you look at Ruud van Nistelrooy, it's almost like
Hmm.
he looking in the mirror right now.
Yeah.
And this is a fella who know where to be in the box. That was his bread and butter. So having our young striker who everybody say, well, they just dude didn't really showing anything. I God, it's good. It's not a bad thing because he's still young. First season in the Prem. He's not Haaland who's been playing in top flight football for 6 seasons or 4 seasons before he come to the Premier League.
Yeah.
While there's a 2 year difference in age, it have a lot to do with experience. And maybe this season is a season for him to gain a lot of experience. I think Joshua Zirkzee will hit the ground running. Not because I think he's some kind of maestro or amazing better than Hoyland. I just think it's about the air of the player. The player is he just give me a vibe. How he's present himself. He's sure. So you know he's a confident player. So off the gate, you know he's going to take his chances. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
quick. He's very good on the ball. And I watching some of his ball work, he are real good touches. He will get on the score sheet. So for me, United is this season is about how we could perform as a team in terms of everybody who was having a bad season last season, how they could step up. Because that make more sense to me in any way, shape, or form right now. Because at the end of the day, the struggle for United is not to really chase Man City. The struggle with United is to overcome the past failures, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and find
Yeah.
consistency.
Yeah.
Because a
Yeah.
lot of fans is look at other clubs and say we should be doing this, we should be doing that. You know, look at Man City, how Pep team is hold the ball and there's this and tiki tack. Bro, Man City have their style of play. They never had one before that. Man United have a style of play. It's not it's not that tiki taka business, bro. It's transitional football. And this is why I don't blame Ten Hag, because even if he want to play the high line, he want to play his expansive attacking style, he still have to play that transition. He still have to add transition into that because it's Man
True.
United DNA, brother. You know what I mean? Like people is talk, but if I ask you, where's Real Madrid DNA, right? I might, and I
Hmm.
would say, and I will make us. I will say this is my honest opinion about it. It's pragmatism.
Yeah.
And y'all never change. Y'all always had this attitude that we will beat y'all any way we feel to beat y'all. You
Yeah.
understand? And
Hmm.
I respect that. And this is staying true to a heritage, brother. And a lot of fans now are so, for me, I don't want to offend nobody, but I feel like a lot of fans so caught up in the Pep ideology that they
Yeah.
forget the football is a school of thought that have many different schools of thought. You understand? Many different
Yeah. Yeah.
styles to
Yeah.
play similar formations. You know what I mean? So it don't always have to be that your winger is supposed to come in and make a cutback pass, or your winger
Mm.
is supposed to keep the ball. Everybody's supposed to keep the ball and pass it around. Now, while it have some instances where the extra pass is much necessary, bro, taking a shot from outside the 20 is a banger if it score.
Yeah. The
Where the
banger.
bangers going?
The screamer.
Ronaldo used to be scoring screamers, bro, from 20,
Man,
30 yards out. Bang,
it's
bang, bang.
crazy.
You know what
It's
I mean?
crazy.
Bro, bro, I want to get off my seat. I'm not getting off my seat for a tapping king. I will celebrate a tapping, but is that, brother? Like, I've never, bro, I want to be honest, bro. In the 2000 watching Champions League, have anybody celebrated a tapping? Back in them days, we used to stoops. Like,
I know, man.
you're sucking your teeth when a man score a tapping because you're vexed. Because
Yeah.
it's like you feel let down. Pep make a tapping look like an amazing goal, and it's
What
like,
class?
bro,
What class go?
bro,
And you're right. You're right. And but one thing I don't understand about this whole thing is that we all complain about style of play, style of play. But yet again, we talk about Pep. We say his football is boring. Like me now, I would rather have a kind of club, kind of football club that it was playing at
high
Liverpool before he
intensity.
left. I would rather have that pattern of play than Pep football, man. Pep football is just, man, just too boring to watch. I can't even be like sometimes. I remember watching Man City football, like first half 2-0. I take it out.
Yeah.
I'm tired already because it's boring. It's not
Uninteresting, bro. It's the same
uninteresting, man.
repetitive patterns over and over whole game. Bro, watch Arsenal play Man City. You'll
Mhm.
fall asleep by halftime. Both
Yeah.
games. Not one game, the two games you will fall asleep because bro, I swear to all God, if they wasn't wearing different color kits
Mhm.
in both games, you would believe, you would honestly believe, bro. It's the same game you watch twice. They just show you a replay of the game because it's so boring to see the two teams doing the same thing and unsuccessful, and they wouldn't change. They wouldn't change.
I said I was doing a watch along for Man City Arsenal. I ended up just leaving the stream because I was sleeping. I had to just off the stream because I was like, man, it's just boring, man. Arsenal, the same thing Arsenal are doing, Man City are doing the same thing because already Arsenal comes into the game showing Man City so much respect. It's like you know the future because Sterling has been linked to Juventus. And you were saying it just you were saying that you're going to ship him out.
Right. I mean, I just be real honest, bro. I as a man, I can tell man straight. I don't hate nobody, I wouldn't even waste my time to talk shit about our next man club just for talking shit sake. I just talk what I see
Mhm.
because I like football, bro. I love to
Yeah.
watch football, bro. And let me tell you something. You could see it in some players. And as a football fan, if you do appreciate top players, whether they play for your club or not, you ain't a true football fan, bro. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because when I say as a football fan, bro, I sit down and watch Italian league. Portuguese league,
Yeah.
Bundesliga is why. I live in Germany, bro. The team in my home city is FC Dusseldorf, Fortuna Dusseldorf. I just go and watch the games, bro. Like Bundesliga too. You know what I mean? I watch in
Mhm.
Italian league, I watch in Spanish league. I go and be watching French league this season because you know what going on in the French league with Marseille today this year. They have a generational talent.
Man,
Gotta scope him out.
man, man. It's going to be crazy, man.
40
Honestly.
GA for the generational talent. Watch it, Ballon d'Or in the second season. I tell man already. I have a bet
Missing
for that too.
Greenwood.
I'll go and win it. I just
I
saying.
think we're thinking about missing Greenwood.
But I mean, generational, bro. Bro, it
Man.
don't have a. Let me tell you something, bro. England don't have a right winger as good as that youth man, bro. That the only.
Mhm.
Watch me. That the World Cup prayer, and they don't know it. Telling you, bro. You see big moments. You ever see
Mhm.
Van Persie in a big game, bro?
Yeah.
That is that man regeneration, bro. That is the
Let me see.
next. Van Persie, like he take off his mantle and put it on that youth man, bro. Bro, if you watch 10 games of Van Persie, are his best games, and
Everything, everything, everything
take the
about him
shadow frame of
just
Van
reminds you of Van
Persie
Persie.
and put it on
Everything.
this youth man in a game, you can't tell the difference, bro. Body shape, down to the way he position himself, his
Yeah.
balance, bro.
Yeah.
When I watched that, I be so amazed, and I
Everything.
was like, bro, why man them not seeing the generational, law. Man them not seeing this, bro. Man them, bro, we crying out for United for a man who could destroy men on the wing, a 1v1 monster, a beast. Man have it left and right, bro. When he come at you on the left side, he could run right. When he come at you on the right side, he could run left. And if he come with two defenders, he will run through the middle because he will beat one on the left, beat one on the right, and he will go through the center, bro. And he will
Man.
score.
Yeah. Is that good? Is that good? You know, when I watch that guy play, man, I'm just sorry for what all else transpired. He was a good player. He was a good player, and he had that potential. Even I think Ten Hag wanted to keep him even.
Bro, Ten Hag was fighting to keep him all through this preseason. Listen to me. One of the reasons why, bro, I don't even want to say some of these things sometimes. One of the reasons why the man Ten Hag deal was negotiation was going so long because he was trying to find a way to convince the board to keep that youth man.
Mhm.
Bro, he see the vision, bro. I see this vision 2 years ago, and I tell my brethren, I say, listen, anytime United sacrifice this youth man, we will go through real problems. We will pay for it. And last season we pay for that, bro. This
Mhm.
season, last season we pay for that in spades. This transfer window we paying for that because here, what am I telling you, bro? Sometimes grace is a serious thing. And as much
Mhm.
as we could sit here and be righteous and say this and that and the third, bro, a 19-year-old making a mistake that you never hear him make before in all his life. He playing football. He's not a gangbanger. He's not a criminal. He's not. He's not he's not a lineman on the street corner or anything like that. He playing football.
Yeah.
Dedication. Bro, it's how to give people the world, everybody in the world deserves second chances. We are not here to dictate who and when and how. Because at the end of the day, we are all just men.
Yeah, true.
Just the
True.
same human beings, bro, and we all need a chance. Like, bro, if I tell you how many chances that people give me who don't even know me, and it's like I would not be where I am without these people giving me a chance.
That's true.
I'm
That's
from
true.
a
That's
little
true.
dot in the world, bro, a tiny little island called Trinidad, bro. 1.2 million people could fit in this city 3 times, bro. That's how small my country is. I'm in a
Hmm?
city, and my country could fit in here 2 or 3 times.
Man, man, it's crazy.
Bro, I just being real. Like sometimes we just have to take stock because like look at the situation with this guy from Jamaica who's played for Aston Villa,
Bailey.
Leon Bailey. Now, while a lot of fans of football and Premier League will side with Leon Bailey, I being from the Caribbean will turn around and say, bro, Leon Bailey, you're wrong because on a facilitation level, the Caribbean could never compare to a first world nation, not even a Premier League football club. Like our
Mm-hmm.
stadiums can't even hold 40,000 people, broski. The biggest stadiums is holding 30,000 people max.
Man,
Right? And we have one or two of these stadiums. Some countries, Jamaica, have 4 national stadiums, bro. Jamaica is 8 times the size of Trinidad and Tobago, bro. Trinidad have 6. Understand what I'm saying? No, no, I'm being honest, bro. And
mm-hmm.
in terms of wealth in the Caribbean, Jamaica was on the lower scale in terms of wealthy Caribbean nations. Like Trinidad is the number one. And I'm not just saying that to brag, but it's just, Guyana is about to be number one soon. So for me, when you look at these things, it's like you have to take into consideration some of these countries can't afford the same fertilization as first world countries, even some of the top clubs in the world football. And
That's true.
they'll be doing their best to supply how they can. And they don't have the funding. And sometimes it's not even the ministry who in charge of these things fault. Is the overall government who not giving them the budget to spend, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it
It
is a
happens everywhere. This is a corruption, man. It
exactly,
happens
bro.
everywhere, man. It
And the
happens
funny
everywhere.
thing is that when you go out into the world, into a developed country like let's say the UK, and you
Mm-hmm.
experience that lifestyle, you already know you light years ahead of what you experience in the Caribbean. You know what I
And
mean?
you don't want
It's
to go
not the
back.
same. So
And
it's
you don't
not
want to go
like
back there.
so in a way, you're going back to represent your country, bro. It's all vibes and love, bro. And
Mm-hmm.
patriotism. It's not about what you could earn, what they could do for you. It's what you could do
Mm-hmm.
for them because you reach a stage now in your career where you don't need them. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? You living nice and you doing this out of the love for the country. Now, I understand that they still have to try their best to do what they can. And sometimes they
Mm-hmm.
don't get it right. You know what I mean? But at the
Yeah,
same
true.
time, bro, it's like for me, being from a country where I feel like we could do a lot better in the way we invest in sports and how we treat our athletes and these kind of things. I will still turn around and say, when an athlete making a wage in terms of hundreds of thousands of British pounds per week, they don't need the money that my country will pay them to play in a World Cup
They don't.
qualifier
They don't.
is money that they're spending on a daily, bro. Is not even because already the Trinidad dollar is like you have to divide that by 10, and that is what it worth in pounds or 12. You know what I mean? So it's not even comparable. Imagine 120 TT is only 11 pounds.
Man,
So
11.
and it's
It's
even
crazy,
worse for
man.
Jamaican dollar, bro. It's something like I think £100 is something like 180,000 Jamaican or more. It's
Yo.
ridiculous, bro.
Man, it's crazy. Guys, and by the way, please, man, if you're watching, man, this is Mark's channel, please. Let's go there. He's on his way to 1,000. And it won't be a crime. It will be a crime. We are starting the season and it's on 1,000. It won't be a crime. Nobody will die. If you're watching live, I know I did a late stream. If you're watching live, please go and subscribe. And if you are watching later, please go on and subscribe. Mark, before we go, David Austin just released a news of Leicester looking to. I saw it in the morning that Crystal Palace
Mhm.
are in for refresh Zaha. Now I think Leicester also are looking to sign him. Like, where do you think he ends up? Because we know Crystal Palace lost a player in no matter how I want to say it in Michael Olise. They lost him to Bayern Munich. And you know what? When he was playing for Crystal Palace, I never watched more of him. I watched him, but I did not watch him like, yes, is this guy's a player? But after he left for Bayern Munich last season, no, before the last end of the last season, and this I watched him on Olympic. I was like, but this guy's a good player, man. Michael Olise is a very good player, and
Mhm.
they lost him. So where do you think Zaha will end up? Which project do you think he will take?
I think he will go to Leicester City, bro. To be honest, like I'm not going to say it like that, but I feel like for him to leave Palace to
Hmm.
go, I mean, all right, okay. I'll give it two sides to this. I'll say
Hmm.
I feel like leaving Palace because they didn't want to renew his contract for what he thought he was worth and his value might have been
Okay.
a sour taste in his mouth. You know what I mean? Also, he had a good relationship with Roy Hodgson, who was sacked, right?
Yeah.
Now things probably wasn't so great for him in Galatasaray this season. You know what I mean? He did beat us out of the Champions League, so yeah, he bullied Dallo in and scored a goal. I was like,
Man, bully Dalo,
interesting.
man. Fuck.
Yeah, bro, he
Bully
bullied.
Dalo in that match.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Man.
At the same time, you know what I mean? There's no emotional damage on that one, but at the same time, I feel like Leicester have an exciting situation going on. He could be the face of Leicester this season.
Hmm. Yeah.
Guaranteed start. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not too sure he might be guaranteed to start at Crystal Palace. Although having Oliver Glasner could be something that might draw him there. I watched
Yeah. That's
Oliver.
another
My
thing.
best friend in Germany, my first friend in Germany, his name is Leo. Morel Brechen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
German dude from Frankfurt and thing. He's an Eintracht fan. So he's hardcore
Yeah. Yeah.
ultra
Yeah. Yeah.
Eintracht fan. But he had just recently moved on to Dusseldorf. So I just happened to meet him. He was new here. I was new here. And we ended up
Hmm.
good brethren. So went to a couple of games. So I've seen Oliver Glasner a lot up close as a coach. And
Even when he won the Europa now, it
well, that was
was,
the first
man.
season I was watching
They
them
was
with him.
balling, man. Those guys were balling, man. I'm sure they
Right.
were
So I
balling.
kind of like him as a coach. So I think definitely Crystal Palace could shock some teams. This could shock some teams. I know they might finish in the top eight this season coming. I wouldn't put them out or a shout for six or seven for seventh place probably. Maybe not
Hmm.
six because I think there are a lot of strong teams this season that you have to look at like West Ham. West Ham
Aston
did
Villa,
really good business.
Tottenham.
Aston Villa, I think they did decent business, but I don't really rate Amadou Onana that much. I don't think he moves the needle compared to Douglas Luiz. But
Hmm.
however, however, that's based on him playing at Everton. Now he could
Yeah.
end up in that team, and with the synergy of the players around him, he could elevate his game as well. So I could be wrong about that as well, which have no problem with. You know what I mean? So just based on what I've seen, I think they have a little bit more work because Douglas Luis not only scored a lot of goals, but he was very good in the midfield. So that's a big shoes to fill for Amadou in his first season. I
Hmm.
think they might be a few points shy from what they got last season. Plus, they have Champions League. It's going to be a tall order, and Edson Alvarez is also starting the season injured. So yeah, it's a difficult one for them. No, wait. Edson Alvarez is West Ham. My bad, my bad.
Well, no problem, Mark. What do you have coming up, man? What do you have coming up, then, Mark?
We'll have a morning stream tomorrow morning. I might be cutting an early stream somewhere in the region of 7:45 UK time. I'm just
Okay.
doing a morning transfer update, guys. Usually about 30 minutes long. So by 8:30 UK time, I will be done. No,
Yeah.
no, by 7:30 UK time, I will be done. Give or
Okay.
take, because I'll be.
I've faced guys, please, man. Like I said, let's go to the chat. 1,000, up to
Big up,
1,000.
guys. Smash a like. Thanks, guys, for having me. Big up to all of you
Yeah.
watching. You know what I mean? It's basically my first real debut on the channel. I know I did
No,
pop
no, what
into a stream the
you'll
other
be
day.
coming home more often.
But
Look
yeah,
at
I
this
mean,
person here.
anytime, bro, it's a cool
Yeah.
vibes, it's a good vibes in this space, you know what I mean? Plus, you know what I mean? I am man like to talk about multiple football teams as well, but I mean, I have a Man United channel, but like I was saying to you recently, I wanted to do that, that
You're
rival
bragging right.
rival game called Bragging Rights. So
Yeah.
anybody who have who's stream, if you're a fan of football and you have a team and you stream on YouTube, come to my channel, drop a comment in the on the community page, bro. I'll drop you a link. We'll chop it up, and you can come in on the Bragging Right stream. It's gonna be Wednesday nights, late night, 11 p.m. UK. But it's a good 45 minutes of banter and fun. You know what I mean?
We'll be
Just
there,
come and
my
rep
G.
your
We'll be
squad.
there. We'll be there. I'll come with the squad. No doubt. No doubt.
Don't know,
No
Brisky.
doubt. So, I'm big up, guys, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I think I will do the watch along with you guys, man. I don't think I have to do it on my own. I think I'll do the watch along with you guys on your channel.
All right, well,
So,
yeah, come true. I'll drop you the link in. I'll send you the link. So if you want, you could link your channel as well to it. It's on
okay, okay,
StreamYard though. We're doing it on
okay, okay,
StreamYard.
okay,
So I'll send you
okay,
the
okay,
link.
okay,
Oh, hold on. Let me send it to you one time in the private chat so you'll have it one time. You can link your
okay.
channel. I don't know if you want to create a special thumbnail or whatnot, but yeah, I'll send you the link one time. And yeah, bro, I here for that. I mean, tomorrow I'm just doing a little news drop, and I might, if depending on if anything break throughout the day, I might jump in and jump live and do a stream to say, well, okay, here we go. But that's only if it's a here we go, bro. So
Yeah, this year we go now because I'm expecting this guy's year will go, man. I'm sorry, I'm expecting Aaron Pasaka here we go. I'm expecting it.
it's in the
I'm
private chat
expecting.
there, bro. I
Okay,
expecting it
okay.
too as well. I mean, I know I really expected you got to here we go, delete
Mm-hmm.
and Mazraoui. So that's my honest opinion on that. I think, yeah, if we could get 4 here we goes this weekend or 5, Scott McTominay out the door as well.
It's
Bro,
been nice.
I will be jumping up and down, like there's no gravity. Trust what I'm
Honestly,
saying.
man, honestly, because those guys need to be gone, like gone out of that club. They need to be gone.
Bro, that will be the
They've
beginning of
stayed
a
in this club for so
revolution.
long. They've stayed in this club too long. They are too long in this team. Honestly, they've stayed there too long. But guys, that is all we've got for you guys tonight. Please, like I said, please, man, Mark, I need you guys to go support Mark, man. I want him, man, to move on to like 1,000 before the start of the Premiership. It should be on 1,000, please. This is what we'll do. Please, let's go there and support.
Like and
That's the
subscribe,
link, please.
guys. Trust you
Like,
will enjoy the
subscribe.
comment.
You enjoy the community. It's between a very, very community. I went there and I fell in love with content and everything. I was there. I streamed like for you guys. I streamed. I was there twice today on the channel, twice because I love his vibe and everything. It's a good, he's not biased. He sounds like me. Says it for what it is. You guys know.
Big
So
up.
please, let's go there. Let's smash the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Let's build this community together. For my G Mark, big ups for coming up, man. I'll see
Big up,
you
bro.
on the
Thanks for
next
having me.
one, man.
Anytime you need me, bro, I'm here. Big up to the
Yeah, no way.
community. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Everyone have a good night and be safe. Don't forget, it's good to enjoy yourselves, but it's always
yeah,
make sure to get home safely.
yeah. Good night, my G.